We are live now.
I'll start.
Okay. There are a few more participants who are going to come. We're just 23 of us now, and there are 4 on YouTube. 10 actually, 10 on YouTube. So I think we'll start with the webinar now. Now, before we start the webinar, okay, there are a few more participants who are going to come. We're just 23 of us now, and okay. Before we start with the session, I would like to welcome everyone here who's present here on Google Meet and also on YouTube. And right now, I would request Madam Principal to give a speech.
Okay. I, the principal of Kiang Nangbah Government College, on behalf of the Library Committee and Mr. Brandon Litton, Deputy Librarian, convener of the webinar today, and all the staff of the college, I welcome our resource person, Shri Chanlang, in this program on the topic on fight against misinformation, empowering citizens of information literacy. Fake news has been a problem for a number of years now. It has affected our way of perceiving and believing reality. Fake news is not actually a new thing. From the early 19th, modern newspapers touting scoop and exposes, but also fake story to increase circulation. An example being the New York Sun Great Moon Hoax of 1835 that claimed that there was an alien civilization on the moon and established the Sun as a leading, profitable newspaper. It's been a part of a media history long before social media, since the invention of the printing press. It's what sells tabloid. Internet, however, has magnified this issue with headline forms called clickbait that entice people to click to read more by trying to shock and amaze us. Now, what more outrageous to read about than fake thing that did not actually happen? As highlighted by Pope Francis in his message for the World Communication Day 2018, the effectiveness of fake news is primarily due to its ability to mimic real news as seem plausible. What we see nowadays is that fake news has been often been portrayed as real news in our social media chat. The use of technology to edit picture and video to suit the agenda of some group, individual, or sects of people has brought chaos and has caused numerous unrests, and also has disturbed the peaceful relation between communities and individuals in the society. In this auspicious occasion, I am excited to be participating in this webinar, and I hope it will be a blessing to all the participants. We need to fight against this issue and also equip ourselves with the proper knowledge of how to determine if any news is real or fake. I also thank Factshala, who have taken the initiative of spreading the awareness to all the citizens of the country on how to combat fake news by holding programs such as these. In conclusion, I request all the participants to kindly take what you will learn here and spread it as much as you can to your family and friends so that they can also benefit from what you learned and discuss here. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your speech. Uh, right now, we will start with the session. I now would welcome Mr. Chanlang Bareh, who is a Factshala trainer and also the assistant librarian of Nagaland University. He's also doing his PhD in Nehu in the topic. I think the topic will be much better, conveyed by him if he speaks on behalf of his PhD as well. So uh, I think I would welcome Mr. Chanlang Bareh right now to deliver his session.
All right, thank you. Am I audible, Brandon?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. All right. First and foremost, I would like to give my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to the principal of KNGC, Kiang Nangbah Government College, Joai, and to the convener, Mr. Brandon, on behalf of the library committee, and also the entire staff who have helped in making this program a successful one. As Brandon said, I am Mr. Chanlang Bareh, hail from Joai, Dulong, Joai. I'm a son of Joai, and I have completed my education from Northeastern Hill University and currently pursuing my PhD on the topic privacy concerns. We all know, we all use internet, we all use smartphone, we all use laptop on a daily basis. But what concerns us is the fact that these companies, these aggregators, these third-party companies, which are out there extracting all the details, everything that we like, we share, we clicked, has been recorded in order to frame a psychograph of you and me who are using the internet. We are internet consumer. So that, leaving that apart, let us not get carried away by my PhD. And so coming back to this topic, I, as a trainer of Factshala, India's largest information literacy and news literacy networking in India, it has been supported and continued to be supported by the Google News Initiative, and it is started in India by Data Lead in collaboration with Data Lead and Internews, two of the main news digital information network and news information channels globally. So Factshala, as I told you earlier, it's with Data Lead, Internews, and with support from Google. Now let me just take you briefly on Factshala. Factshala aim is to educate people who are from Tier 2 and Tier 3 villages, which cities and villages like Joai town, Guwahati town, those which are located in the remote, not more so in the rural area, rather than those which are located in the urban and metropolitan cities. So it's trying to save facts from the sea of online information, because as we all know, online information has been exploding over the past over the past decade. A lot of information has been put online and the social media, various platforms. But the fact that how do we consume those information that we are getting online matters a lot, because we, in most cases and in most instances, we tend to believe what we saw instantly. That is the problem with most of us as internet consumer, as online information consumer. So this is the main objective of Factshala, in order to envisage, inculcate the habit to critically think of anything that you reach or you find or you have located from the online platform. So that is about Factshala. And coming to Internews, which is a partner who started Factshala in collaboration with Data Leads and Google. It's a worldwide, trustworthy, high-quality news and information network. It has been in existence for more than 35 years in 100 countries, and it has its operational office in California, Washington D.C., London, and Paris, so on and so forth. So it is also guided by a core value, that is to listen and learn continuously, build community, act persistently, and also commit to make changes. About a brief about Data Leads is a digital media and information initiative. It works with various news agencies, and that too with Google News Initiative, and trying to educate and build up project globally. So this about it. Meet their team. This is actually their team. Syed Nazakat, who is a founder of Data Leads, and Dr. Seba Mahmood and Surbi. I was trained by these people to become a Factshala trainer. That's about Data Lead, Internews, and Factshala. Now, let us all come to the presentation. This is a slide that I have prepared for you guys. Myself, Mr. Chanlang, as Brandon has gracefully introduced me to you guys, that I'm a trainer of Factshala and assistant librarian of Nagaland University. I was previously associated with Bareh College for the past 3 years in 2012, 13, 14, and then in 15 till 20, I was working with Assam Don Bosco University. So that's about me. Now, coming back to information, what is information? Shall we do a little bit of an exercise here before I start the session? Shall we, Brandon?
Yes, I think we can start with that.
We can do a small exercise, yes. I will just take... may I request, let me copy this. I hope the screen is visible to everybody. Let me put it in Google Meet in the chat box. I request all members who have participated in both YouTube Live and in Google Meet to go to the website if it's okay with you guys, if you're comfortable with using it. And this will encourage us to participate with each others. And go to the website I have put in the chat box, www.menti.com, and use the code 8032287. Shall we?
Just a minute. Let me put in the...
And the question that I'm asking you is, where do you get your information from?
Chanlang.
Yes.
Chanlang. Just wait. Can you just wait a little bit? Let me just post the code on the YouTube Live.
Yes. You can do that. So while we are waiting for it, let me just talk to you about information. Now, anything that we see around us, like I'm sitting here next to my laptop, it's a machine which run on processors and microchips, which whole abilities is to make me able to process of what I'm doing right now. Now, this piece of machine gives me information. So what do I get when I look instantly to this very machine? Or, for example, I'm holding a pencil right now. Now, the moment I look at into this pencil, now I'll have to see and make something out of it, isn't it? What information do this give me? This pencil gives me the information that it is contained with lead, which is located in the core of it, and then some wooden materials to support the lead in order for me to be able to write. So that information contains a lot in this very small pieces of pencil. So information, we are getting it from everywhere. Now, information is very important because what it does, it informs you, and based on those information that you're receiving, whether you're using your visual, your eyes, your ears, all your six senses, those informations we processed. After processing those informations, we think, and then we come up to a conclusion, and then we come up with certain decision making based on those information that we have received. So now what do I decide when looking at this pencil? So the moment I see this, my brain process it, and then I was thinking like maybe I can write something out of it. So that is the decision making. So should I write or should I not write? It's up to me. But that is the information, the power of information. It informs us, it educates us. I believe, oh, yes. Do everybody of you see where do you get your information from? Here, I have received some information like YouTube. Yes, YouTube is an online social media. Newspaper, somebody has written newspaper. Somebody has written Google. Somebody has given TV. So these are all media. Google is a search engine. Google search engine is there. Newspaper is a media outlet is there. There are print and online media. YouTube is a audio visual online social media platform, and TV, the most conventional and the most used form of media. So here you guys have given me something to go on. Thank you very much. And we get information basically from anywhere and everywhere. Thank you all for giving that that inputs. It's very useful. But sometimes when it is too much, we tend to be overloading, tend to be over consumptually, inputting ourselves with information. It becomes crippled because sometimes we don't know what to do with that information, right? And therefore, Factshala comes with this mission in order to educate you guys with how to spot and identify misinformation. I'll come back to misinformation, what is it all about, and to access trustworthy and reliable information from the web, so both social media and the internet in general. And how do we handle those information online? Now, as a trainer, I myself, I have previously also associated with as a community radio station casual assignee. I used to host and announce a radio program in Jowai, All India Radio Jowai. So we've been selected basically to be part of Factshala network. And basically they selected people from all spheres of activities and profession, like fact checkers, media educator, community radio. And our curriculum is also designed with the help of these various institutions: Hong Kong University, Stanford History, Amity University, BBC World Service, Don Bosco University, my ex-university, so on and so forth. And in this session, this is the first module. I'll be covering 3 modules, but this is the first module. In this session, you will be learning about the power of information. I've already informed you about information, a gist on it, and the changing landscape of information, and what is good information, bad information, what is your information neighborhood, what is the news versus the rest, and why are this so-called online content are very much prone to misinformation, which is misinforming you. I've already touched a bit on information. So it is, like we said here, a lifeblood for human progress and democracy. Without information, we human beings are helpless because we cannot make out things, we cannot understand as to what to make of the pencil which I'm holding, the laptop which I'm using. So this sort of things, I'm only referring to things, but there are also even. If anything is happening in GOI, we make out of that even. So these are the things or the events or circumstances which changes our life, because this kind of events, circumstances and things and objects, it's what gives us information, and that is how we draw conclusion out of those information. Now, good information leads to good decision, which is why very important to get good information, and not just get information. Simply don't just trust anything which you get from the web. Trust me on this, because it will help you understand and challenges that you've confronted. It will help you adapt and evolve into a better and well-informed citizens. And it improves your health, isn't it? And sometimes health information like we get from the web, and we get from WebMD, for example. WebMD is one of the online portal which is a good portal because it gives you, but then we cannot use those information we get from WebMD as an information to treat and cure ourselves, because that is not a verified Though it is verified, but it is always better to have second opinion, third opinion, or refer to the web or online consultation with my doctors or offline consultation with the hospital. So, and because this kind of getting good information enables you to have control over your life, your body, over the decision that you have taken in your day-to-day life. Like I've already mentioned to you, that should I vaccinate my child, and what are the type of vaccination? Is it BCG that I'm going to vaccinate my child? And should I vaccinate it some other kind of vaccination at 3 months old, at 6 months old? So, but this information is very important. That's why government has also come up with various awareness programs at the community rural areas and in various CHC and PHC. So those information are very useful and very important. And I highly encourage us that do not just refer and listen to the words of what people are saying, but verify those information and try to get it from the source, which is from the hospital. So, for example, if I want to vaccinate my child, I should ask the doctor, a verified doctor and a qualified doctor, not just going and then just listening to people saying around that, okay, I've already given polio to my child and you should give your polio now. But whether the age is right or not to give, and whether the dosage is also, they're giving him 6 doses, whether the dosage is right or not, that has to be verified, right? So those kind of information is always better to get it from the sources. So that's why, there's a few example of information which you will need. I've already given you the exercises. Where do you get your information from? Some of you have already mentioned. Let me just go back and see if some of you have inputted some more. Yes, again, some have given books. Books you get from the library. There are also, library is a place where you actually get filtered content such as books, because books have properly been reviewed and, before being brought into the library, moderated, reviewed, and published by renowned authors, and recommended for the schools for the 10+2 or for the college, for the degrees, for the course, professional courses, so on and so forth. From Safari, interestingly here, also somebody mentioned Safari. Yes, we also get our information from Safari, because when we go for a safari, not the safari car, but then the safari as in, traveling around, visiting places, on a jungle safari, an urban landscape safari. We are going and exploring the skyscraper of New York, or we're going to Kaziranga Park and then for a safari. Right, because what information do we get from Safari? Safari, we get information such as we learn a little bit about rhino lifestyle. If we go to, for example, Kaziranga, if we learn a little bit about wild buffalo, we learn about turtle, we learn about so and so. And we also know places, and we also get to meet people. Therefore, we get some first-hand information from people. Those are also ground report, which is very important, because those are the original sources of information. And getting to read those signboard written by the forest official, by the organization who takes care, by the government official who have written all those signage, all those guides, those are very useful. So thank you very much. WhatsApp, yes, WhatsApp is one of the most prominent of all the sources of information we get from WhatsApp. But mind you, one has to be very wary of WhatsApp. There's a good side and there's a dark side if we don't know how to use WhatsApp properly. So having said that, let me come back to my presentation. Sources of information. Here I'm just giving you snippets of, like, mainly we get it from, those are categorized as formal. What you have given me is formal, informal sources. But here also I have given them both formal and informal, but I've mixed them together. A newspaper, TV, radio, website, social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, messaging apps, family conversation, those are informal at home when we sit around the chulas or the barahang nari hayung. Therefore, we get to, communicate with our loved one at home, with your spouses, with your, kids, with your family, with your granny. That is so nice, so warm, so cozy, and we share information. Therefore, we get information from such sources also. Now, the challenge nowadays, is the overwhelming of this information. These are just some data I'm giving for you to read. 650 million people online in 2020. India has the second largest number of internet users in the world. 50% of India, 1.33 billion population, is estimated to have access to the internet. India is the largest user base for platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube. And 2 out of 3 Google search comes from outside the metropolitan cities. It comes from rural area because cell phone has become accessible with the renovations of telecompany and try relaxations on launching of 4G 5G in our country has made things a lot easier. Everybody have access to internet and phones. This is by the way, a source taken from Annual Search India Report 2020. And social media scenario, look at these figures here. 50 crores blocks, 500 hours of video are uploaded on YouTube every day. 35 crores photo are uploaded on Facebook every day. 50 crores people use Instagram stories every day. So just to get you to look at those figures, you'll know that information has overflooding the internet. It's therefore, with such problem comes misinformation. Because everybody, like I myself, I have a website of my own, I have a YouTube channel of my own, therefore I become a publisher. I can write anything in my website, I can write anything in my YouTube channel, I can make videos, anything in my YouTube channel. So what am I? I become a publisher in myself. But there is no one to verify those information, right? So whether those information, if I can do it, anybody else in the world can do it. Those figures show, have proved. Therefore, misinformation, because those content are not verified. Even Wikipedia, for that matter, Wikipedia is a very famous online tool where people can write anything they want. You only need to create an account, write an article about anything. Some people will verify it again, but somehow there are other verifiers who also work, who are interested in the similar topic. They may work on that, but there are chances that they may not work on it also. So such things we have to keep in mind, because internet, we cannot believe anything that was written there. Of course, unless it is verified, unless it is fact checked. Not everything that looks like news is actually news. Now you see some posts in Facebook, you see some posts in Twitter, and you think, okay, this is news. But trust me, there's a vast differences from what we can call news. Because news, if we put it in traditional media and social media, of course, social media has given us a lot of leverage and relaxation in terms of using and embedding a link, creating a page, creating a channel of our own. Social media has given us those opportunity, and then we can just interlink. Everything is embedded into a change of, like spider web. Everything is interlinked. We can just take anything from the internet, from the traditional media, and put it in social media. If it is a genuine news, yes, it is a genuine news. It has been verified. But if it is not a genuine website or a genuine post by some random people in Facebook, Twitter, then the question of doubt will come. Therefore, you need to verify, you need to be critical about this kind of information. Traditional media somehow has kept its piousness in a form where it is still a verified news, because it is a controlled news. In most cases, of course, those are also subjected to manipulation by third-party people who have other intention than ruining the image of that media. That has happened in the past also. Now, look at this picture. Abraham Lincoln said, don't believe everything you read on the internet just because there's a picture with a quote next to it. Do you believe this picture? So at first instances, somebody will just say, yes, I believe in this picture.
Right.
But will Abraham Lincoln write something about internet? He was born in 1806, if I'm not mistaken. In the 1800s, way before bulb light was invented. Now, how do he have internet access? And write a code about internet access. Don't believe everything. So this is a simple way to how to fool you guys when they put an image of Abraham Lincoln and they write a code about it, and then they put the name. So it looks genuine, but it is not genuine. Now, what we have to do here, we have to identify players and pressure point. There are three things involved here when we identify those players. They are the creator, someone will have to create those content, isn't it? Consumer, people like you and me who consume those information. And distributor, those channels which distribute. It could be mass media, such as TV, newspaper, radio, or it could be through social media platform, it could be through wikis, it could be blog, search engine, or any other aggregators which are available online. So three things we have to keep in mind. Unang chana, unang ban gitu ke information, where unang supply, unang distribute, unang sam gitu ke information. So what are the consequences of this bad information? This is just an example I'm giving you. False information costs life. Just because of one Facebook, WhatsApp post, it went viral and people started killing people in India based on false rumors spread about kidnapping a child. And in Iran, this is also another example. While rumors spread that drinking alcohol is effective against COVID-19, and therefore people started drinking raw, started drinking alcohol, taking those toxic with them. So those are very bad because, especially in time of pandemic when everybody is, lost. In the beginning, we don't know what it is, what to make of it, but some news are easily being manipulated. And there are people who just doing it for fun. There are people who doing it to monetize their channel, to increase more view on YouTube's, to increase more, readers of their news media. But those are unverified news. So such cases happen. And it happened very fast because of messaging apps such as WhatsApp like this or any other messaging app. You put it online, people started wondering what it is, don't know what to make of it. Of course, they are concerned, but then still they don't know whether it is false information or the real information. But anything they have come across, they just share it. It's so easy with at a touch of a button. And what it causes is it causes havoc in the society. It's something which is irreversible. You cannot change. This is one video clip where a child was kidnapped, and this also led to a tragic mob lynching in various states in India. Now, we are all vulnerable to fall for misinformation manipulation, irrespective of our age and educational background. It doesn't mean that I am of a higher education, I know everything, but then I also am a human being, and there are some perception of me that cannot comprehend the information that I receive from various channels. I may also be subjected to be misinformed, and subjected to manipulation. So I will not give you those exercise because it will take a little bit of time, but I will just come to the types of misinformation and disinformation. All this while I have been talking about misinformation, disinformation. But information, you all know, I've already defined it to you, explained it to you with example. But misinformation, the definition is an information that is false, but the people who share that information believe that it is true. That is the definition of information. The information is wrong, but I believe it, so I share it. Now and ponder on it. I'm not going to go in depth into it, but then I will just explain to you what fake news is. It's as said here, it is poorly defined term that conflates with a variety of false information. It deals with numerous types of false information. Therefore, the definition is very vast, and they have not come up to a very robust information or definition to define it. But anything which is misinformed, you already know misinformation. I've already explained to you. You already know what is disinformation. And you already know what are those unscientific claim. A claim that if we eat betel nut, kwai and pati, it will reduce corona. Something in the past has happened like that. During the lockdown, I heard rumors that is unscientific claims, and there are hoax like people like Madam Principal has just mentioned about the 1800 moon hoax. And then fake news also means false context, and it also means imposing something which is not true, imposter content, a content which is not true, just imposing it on behalf of something. And then manipulating content which has been manipulated, satire, or something which is of a comedy in nature to make fun out of it. Sometimes people does that in YouTube. Maybe I'll show you some video where people do funny things about uh, satire, fake news, and propaganda to make people believe that something which is not true is true. They're trying to sell that idea. They're trying to make believe by influencing and by forcing sometimes. That is propaganda. So all these, what I've mentioned here, comes under the broad gamuts of fake news. I hope that is clear. Now, the main danger of misinformation and disinformation, I've mentioned the point here. Sometimes racism, law and order situation, these are the danger. When people are misinformed, they may break the law. And people, when they are misinformed, and it is so easy to say that, oh, he's black, I don't like him because he doesn't belong to a group of white, and that is racism. And people will say that, oh, a black was just killed recently. Now, as a black, from a black to a black, colored person, I will feel, I will feel a heavy heart that, oh, my fellow, being has been harmed of my races, of my color, of my sex, so of my creed. So all this thing matters a lot. So misinformation poses a lot of danger. Therefore, we have to approach it cautiously. Cautiously. Now, the actual problem, the real problem, I have already mentioned to you what fake news is, but the actual problem, it also lies with the fact that it makes people less likely to accept what is true. Now you have belief in people started telling you, hey, believe this is true, I've heard about this. Now if many people started saying it, you started believing it. Now if you continue with that habit for a very long time, it will come to the extent where it is very difficult for you to accept the truth. Sometimes they say there's no saying truth is bitter. Maybe because of that reason. Maybe our brain is designed in such a way where we don't like to believe something which doesn't coincide with what we believe, with my values, with my principles. So that is the real problem of fake news. So what you have to do is understand your information neighborhood and also question yourself, everything that you see online is the same? Is it true? And every piece of information you access, you see, information function like this. It has a different purpose, it has a different goal. It is created for different audience, like this webinar is created for just for academic community for this, in this very webinar that we are holding. And the end result also differ from from the output of one information that you've given to the other information that you've given. So output also matters. So that's why it is very important to understand each piece of information you have access to, you have come across. Types of information, advertising comes from advertising, publicity, propaganda, entertainment. We get information by watching a Hollywood movie or a Bollywood movie. We get information from publicity, or DIPR has given a lot of information during corona time. They went with a speaker, and then they advise us to stay at home, maintain wear a mask at all time, social distancing of 1.5 meters, so and so all those information we get it from publicity, from but then there are other that I wanted to focus here. The type of information are those opinion and clickbaits. The madam principal has already mentioned about clickbait. Nowadays, what people, in order to monetize the channel, they try to put impressive thumbnails, like the screen which you first see when you open your YouTube app in your phone. That first image is very attractive, So something attractive to us, we clicked on it. So that is, they beat us with those picture, with those frame, with those thumbnail. That is clickbait. And sometimes in news article also, they does that. In videos, they does that. In photo, in some posts in social media, they does that. Now, this types of information, what it does is that an advertisement makes you want to buy something, isn't it? That's why when you shop in Amazon, when you shop in this, messages come to you in the form of an advertisement because you have bought from shop clues. So now that you have bought from shop clues, from Flipkart, from Amazon, you want to buy something. When you buy something, so they, after buying certain things, after browsing a lot on Amazon.in, they will try to send you messages also to as an app, to give you offer that similarly of interest to you, which they think of interest to you because they have already studied your search behavior. So propaganda makes you believe in an idea, like I told you earlier. Propaganda, like if you look at the dictated state of North Korea. So there's a propaganda of the state of the entire country regime, where people are, have to sing the song of Kim Jong Un. They have to, worship him. They have to, put every frame in every house. So such was propaganda, and even TV channel, they try to put all the list of do's and don'ts of things which are coinciding with the political regime that is existing in the country. And what do news tell you? News tells you what's happening around you. What are the things that is happening around you? So you have to question yourself like this: is all information verified for authenticity before being published? A post that you come on across Twitter, like this post, and this post comes from Kiran Bedi. It comes from Kiran Bedi, which is the governor of Puducherry, if I'm not mistaken. It comes from Kiran Bedi, a renowned personality in India. And any post which you have come across, question yourself whether it has been verified or not. Any PR material, any video on social media, any photo, any ads. So please question the authenticity of it before you publish it in social media or in any online platform, or before saying it on sharing it to your friend verbally through words of mouth. Now, coming to the definition of news. News, it's already been laid down here for you. But most importantly, what differentiate news from the rest of the information that is available out there is because it has been fact checked and verified. Every news, whether it is coming from Shillong Times, Maupor, Rupang, Nongsang, it has been fact checked. But of course, having said that, there is always human error at some point of time, where 99% may be true, but 1% may always be the loophole where they make mistake here and there. So those things are always there, even though if it is a verified information from the which comes from the news channel, from the newspaper, from the traditional media, and from radio station. Now, I wanted to focus on news versus opinion. Now, I've already given to you what is the definition of news. What is the definition? Now we're going to talk what is the definitions of opinion. This is an exercise for you. I'm not going to, you can post it in the chat box if you wish. US President Donald Trump nominated for 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. This is taken from the Quint. Okay. Is it a news or is it an opinion? First, second, third. How did India manages to lose its neighborhood? Answer lie at home. This is from the India Express. And Bihar election, Paswan versus Manji versus Nitish Kumar, a headache for a BJP in NDA. Now, this is just an exercise for you. It'll be interesting if you put it in the chat box. Whether these are news or opinion. Now, here are the differences that I want you to distinguish, because I don't want you to mistake news for opinion. News inform, which means it gives us, it makes us better informed people because it has been fact checked and verified. isn't it? But opinion, like I have my own opinion, you have your own opinion. So your opinion may differ from mine. Therefore, your opinion may try to persuade my thinking into believing you. What is the ideology that you're trying to sell? News is based from multiple viewpoint because they have fact check, they have verified, they have corroborate, they have cross check with various other sources. Sometimes, most of the time, in fact, from the ground reporting. Whereas opinion is based on singular viewpoint. Opinion is based on singular viewpoint because it is individually in nature. News speaks facts, but opinion believes in argument. Now you must have seen Arnab TV channel. Arnab TV channel. Is it? Is it some when he calls those expert panelists to come and then discuss on various issues, be it election in Bihar, be it you know uh, the recent cyclone in the southern part of India, or the cricket match which is going on. So when he called those expert panelists, so what do those expert panelists does? This is where the blur line comes into play here, because they some of them also cited facts. I believe that is my personal opinion. Again, I'm saying here my personal opinion. This is not facts. This is personal opinion. But then they also, majority of them also voices their opinion. Because what happened if a BJP representatives and a Congress representatives were invited to a talk, they would definitely present their opinion and voice the concerns of the party that is ruling there now in the central, or they would voice something which is against the policy enacted in the state where they are functioning. So though there's a blur line, but then we have to distinguish and we have to know, we have to come up to a conclusion by knowing at least the differences between the news and opinion. Now, why should you care about news and information? Because news reporting give you real and factual information to make you a well-informed decision. Opinions, on the other hand, are to make up your mind about that information. Now, you may say, is opinion journalism valuable? When they have those opinions, even journalists have opinions. Yes, we do. We have our opinions, but then our opinions will only aid us into giving us more insight. It does not mean that we will have to believe into your opinion that you're trying to sell to me, but then only to get few insight from your viewpoint, from your perspective, from what the points that you're trying to jot out to me. So and then it may challenges my belief, because even I have my own belief system, I have my own opinion. But then this is important because we have to level the ground. We have to come to a place where we report only facts from various sources, from the ground report. Therefore, keep in mind that you should be well informed, open minded when you consume any information, even from the news media. Now, I want to focus mainly on social media prone to misinformation. Social media, there is, like I have mentioned to you earlier, there is no fact check. They don't have fact check. You see, the traditional news media and digital media nowadays, they all have fact check unit. Most of them have fact check unit. Like India Today, they have Alt News, they have Booms Live, they have. Many of them have fact check unit. But in social media, everybody, like I said earlier, is a publisher. Therefore, there is no control about what type of information we're consuming. And it is very much prone to misinformation. You all by now will recall what misinformation is, because it is the information which I believe is true, but then it is wrong, but I'm sharing it. That is misinformation. So, and where do this manipulation of the posts of the content you found in social media happens? It basically happens with images, real videos, with false message, with false audio, shallow fakes. Some are shallow fakes, some are deep fakes. Those which are properly edited, those video you don't. It's very difficult to make out. But there are those video which randomly make by some app, and then they try to make some changes here and there. So those can be easily detected using your wits and skill. But deepfake is a little bit, it take a little bit more time to debunk the truth. And it happens with images, it happens with videos, it happens with photos, and then it also happens with text, textual information, the things, the content of the word which you've written. So this is how content is manipulated in social media. Now, I want to come to filter bubbles. So well informed, so educated, so highly skilled. It is then a downsize on one way. From this aspect, if you look, that it is extremely difficult for a person who is highly qualified, well informed, to think about the problem of someone who is in the down, who's less informed person, a person who is without the knowledge of read and write, and if you explain about the art of writing, suppose, to a person who does not know how to read and write, now that is a curse of knowledge biasness. You are biased toward your own self, towards the knowledge which you have. So it's very difficult to understand of a person who does not know how to even read and write. And there is a gender biasness, and this is very common trend actually. And there's a blind spot tendency. This is a very common tendency of a human being to see someone, myself, as less biased than other people. Or that is very biased. So, and a third person affect biasness, tendency to believe that media messages have a greater effect on others than on themselves. So partisan is there, demography is there, corporate is there, but I will not go into it. There are too many. You can find it on the web. You can just simply type in Google types of biasness. Now, I would like to highlight one of the main biasness which is very common in our day-to-day life. That is the confirmation biases. Anything that conform with what I believe, with my values, with my knowledge. Okay, suppose I am an electrician, and somebody said that you can do parallel, switching in this room. And however, I believe that, and even if it is wrong, unscientifically proven, I'm just saying this is just one example, but I believe that it is true because I have a little bit, knowledge about, wiring maybe. So I will confirm with that person. So this is very common. Anything which conforms with what you believe, with your values, with your principles, with your knowledge, with your education, there you will conform with this. This is a very common, types of biases which we see in our day-to-day life. I'm sure you are discussing with some of your friends, your colleagues, and we often at times we tend to do this sort of, confirmatory biases. Now, sometimes what we do is we tend to overseas, or we tend to overlook, or we tend to see things uh, that are there, but then sometimes they don't want. For example, like if my friend is telling me that about certain thing which is against my thought, against my viewpoint. No, you should not do like this because it's an opposite view, right? My friend is giving me an opposite view, and then he was telling me that something which is of my dislike, and then I do not, sit very right with my thinking. Of course, he has a point on it. there is some truth to it, there is some point to it, but then I disagree with it. So sometimes this is what we call inattentional blindness. Sometimes I, just foresee it. I just listen and I just listen and hear to what I want to hear, not just whatever that is said and done to me. So we still have time, and I just want to show you this one video of inattentional blindness. Just an example, so that we understand and get a better picture of. There's an ad. I'll skip the ad. This is an example of inattentional blindness. Is it audible? Ahmad, behind.
The audio is not actually working.
Is it audible now?
No, not yet. Then I can catch something, but it's not actually legible.
So, Brandon, can you see the screen, and is the audio visible to you?
No, actually, I can see the screen, but the audio isn't. The
It's
audio
not
is
coming.
not
It's
coming.
not. It's not coming. Anyway, it's all right. So, the whole point being is what I'm trying to say here is, if you see at this picture, Javed Jaffrey is holding the pot, but if you go forward, you will realize that this pot was thrown, and the tap of the pot, the cover of the pot fell in the kumud, in the toilet. And then in here, the the cover of the pot is still intact. It's still together with the pot, the cover. So these are bloopers, they call them, and then it is something which not intentionally but unintentionally we missed out. We missed out and we failed to notice things right in front of us, some are intentional and some are unintentional, but in this case, in this video that I'm showing to you guys, it's inattentional blindness, which we fail to notice things right in front of us, which when we do not see that object, the cover of the pot was thrown down the ditch in the toilet, and then in the next scene the cover was back on, and then it's all intact, the pot. It was done in plain sight, but then our attention span did not catch that particular scene. So what happened is that when we have a conversation with our friends, and when our friends was telling us something else, like I have mentioned earlier, and then I tend to disagree with what my friend is telling me, and then I tell him, no, I do not agree with what you're telling me. So what happened is that my psychology will unintentionally, or just ignore the part which I would have listened and would be useful to me. So that part of information I miss, just like the bloopers which I've shown you. So you missed on things that might be useful to you. So that is also one form of biases that we have in our day-to-day life. Filter bubbles I've already explained to you. Now this is an example of biases. Now this picture show how consumer are being influenced to buy. But then what happened? This pictures was gone viral during the pandemic because it claims that the crazy spread of Chinese national from Wuhan to spread the coronavirus globally, true or false. So this was not this was false. It was not true, but this was gone viral because of the biases of most people have towards the very instant during the lockdown, the very event that is happening during the lockdown. It was shared rampageously. China has spread, and you see the point being here mentioned bias. We are biased because China has spread the coronavirus globally. So we tend to believe immediately and instantly we believe in this picture like, yes, this is the traffic of how the virus was spread from one country, from one continent to the other continent, and from one country to the other country. Another example, this is a motivational post, when people try to put Ratan Tata and then some motivational post in it that the economy will not dump down. Look at Japan, it has rise from the Nagasaki bomb blast, nuclear blast, atomic bomb blast. Yes, so it has rise, and so shall we. We shall rise from this corona pandemic, and our economy will pick up so soon. This was gone viral, but the biases that are here is that we are very much, collectively admire Ratan Tata and the work he has done for the Tata Group. Therefore, we immediately feel a sense of satisfaction and a sense of believing. Therefore, we are biased towards Ratan Tata, and we favor the news. We claim it to be true, and then therefore we spread the news that no, India economy will not dip down. We will rise out of this pandemic. So this is the sort of biases which comes into play. Uh, I will not go more into it because I will now touch on the third module. There is a shortage of time. I still have about an hour, let's say, maybe less than an hour. Uh, how many hours, Brandon, do I still have?
Uh,
How many
we
minutes
still
do I
have
have,
15 minutes, actually. 15 more minutes.
Brandon?
I'm sorry. We still have 15 more minutes.
15 more minutes.
15.
So I'll just show to you the tools and demonstration basically on how to detect fake photo and how to cross check and debunk the story, and also how to detect some of the tools I'll just highlight. Basically, this will require a lot of time to do it, but then we are shortage of time, so we'll just show you the highlights. Uh, Brandon, would you share the feedback form with all the participant because
Yeah.
participant feedback form?
Yeah.
So that they can fill in the participant feedback form. They can fill it later, not necessarily that they fill it right now, right away, but they can fill it later. Yeah, you can just share to them, and I'll just take 1 minute break, right?
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to remind the participants as well that certificates will only be provided to those who fill in the feedback form. So I request all the participants to please do so that we can actually issue the certificates. Okay. So I've shared the feedback form on the chat box. You can go ahead and fill in the feedback form, the form, and after that, maybe we can start with the third session. We can give you, I think, 5 minutes. Hanang, I think 5 minutes will do. Hanang,
Yes, Brendan.
can we give them 5 minutes to fill in the feedback form?
They can fill in later also, no
Okay.
doubt. But yeah, we can give them some time to fill in. Please share it in the YouTube live as well.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
And yeah.
So while we are filling the feedback form, I would also like to request the participants to be ready with your questions. You can post them on the chat. Uh, the YouTube participants can also post their questions on the live chat. We will pick up the questions from there and direct it to the resource person. So I think we will not be able to take uh, a number of questions, but we'll try as much as possible. Thank you. Yeah, Chanlang, I think we should start with the third session. We're running out of time, actually. Chanlang, am I audible to you?
Yeah. You're audible.
Yeah.
We will start with the. I'll present now. Entire screen. Entire screen. All right. Let's start with the third session modules. Uh, I will just highlight mainly the tools and the tools that you will be using when you try to verify your sources, especially when it comes to photo, video, and text, because these are the three things which are three ingredients which are very important for you to analyze. and used to verify for the truth if this photo is real or fake, or if this video is from India or not from India, or in Jowai or not from Jowai, it's from Changpung. So such things, because people are using this videos and photos time and again, or maybe adding some text into it, or maybe just adding some so using some cheap app, free apps to make some editing and adding some more people into the video, just to make sure that these people are highlighting in the video, but then it is not the actual video. So let us try to we will not go with the exercise, we will skip the exercise. This is important because verifications of the photos, videos, and text is very important because of the fake news that has been rampaging in the social media and over the internet. Now, like I say, it's very easy to fake. I have shown you from the beginning. Likewise, Gandhiji, they just put a video and then they say, I really wish people would stop misquoting me on social media. Now, in 1930s, 40s, there was no internet. So how can people misquote him on our Mahatma Gandhi on social media? And like this particular picture of a cow sitting on a BMW, but this cow was actually taken from the field. They just do snippet cuts of the cow's body and then put it on top of a BMW. And Defense Minister Rajnath putting lemon and chili on the border fence, but this was actually taken from the original picture, was taken from the Rafale jet, which was a handing over ceremony in France. So, and again, this picture of Narendra Modi, where all the world leaders, including Trump himself, applauding and looking at Modi as if it is something. But then you're intelligent. If you look carefully, if you observe carefully, you will see that the lightning of the images of Modi was very bright. That was the first thing that you will notice. I wish I could give you this exercise. I wish we have this workshop on offline so that we can do more exercise, but then due to the pandemic, we unfortunately. However, coming back to this pictures, even if you look at the size of the head of Modi ji, it is a bit smaller comparatively with that of the rest of the four leaders. But this was cropped from this picture with Angela Merkel from behind. It was from the G20 summit back in 2017. But people will believe, some people will believe. But with proper editing tool, Adobe Photoshop tool, you can easily edit any photo, including certificates. So, like this football ground from Manipur, but it was originally from Russia. Like this photo in Mount Kailash. Kailash is a very difficult to scale. It's where Lord Shiva resides, but then this picture was taken from the Republic Day. So they put it in Mount Kailash with an Indian flag. But here again, biasness come into play. You see, since it is Indian, it is our soldier and sitting on top of scaling Mount Kailash. It's a big pride for the Indian Army and for our people. Therefore, I believe it because I'm being biased. These are our soldier. So such things may happen. So, like I said earlier, text, pictures, and videos are the one which are often manipulated. In picture, people usually use code. Those are the trick. With picture, they use code, they use memes, they use false contact. They just add some text to the picture and fake screenshot. And sometimes with video also, they does the same. The most common type of online information is hoax and rumored false content, imposter content. This I've already explained to you earlier. Disinformation, false content, hoax, manipulated content, imposter content, like Delhi police here. Somebody write a note about Delhi police, but it is actually not Delhi police. And some satire news making jokes out of Budweiser. Budweiser employee acknowledges having been pissed into a beer tank for 12 years. But this is actually not true. It's a satire. It's a joke. Now, there are motives and intention behind every false information, every fake news. Those are what we call printing error, which is a genuine mistake. Some are satire, harmless entertainment just for fun, for jokes. Some are for publicity, some are for financial gain, ideological gain, political moves, motives, psychological bias, cultural background, so on and so forth. We usually fall for this type of misinformation, spreading false information without the knowledge that it is true, that it is false. So, because of confirmatory biases, like I've already mentioned to you earlier, it is the most pervasive type of biasness. Lack of evaluation, critical thinking, I've already discussed to you. Attention and impatient, we are cognitively lazy. We don't use our brain up to observe, analyze, and think enough as to and question ourselves as to why we should believe this kind of information, and many other reasons. So, number one, what you can do is, this is the information hygiene basic, to check the source, whether it comes from a reliable authority. Verify and corroborate, check with other facts, similar facts and dissimilar fact. Thirdly, analyze the evidence share, and do not share. Mind you, do not share until it is verified or it is an information which is actually true. Now, for example, many in during the COVID situation, many fake news has come, but then uh, the sources of those information was not verified. Therefore, here I just mentioned that, like, our Meghalaya has got a website which yesterday I come across. Uh, how to stay home, save life. This is the Department of Health and Family website, meghalaya.government.in, and they have all reports which are very genuine. Many people will send fake news about 200 dead in Meghalaya, but actually the record as of now is 141 deceased. So these are the original kind of source. If you look into this meghealth.gov.in, this is any website with .gov.in, it's genuine, and it is proper and and is properly secured by our NIC department. So even in this COVID portal, every information is giving here, and you can just, I'll just want to show you something. And even our Meghalaya COVID-19 portal also have what they call, if you see here, verify COVID fake news. They have also started this portal, where if you find any information which is not true, as an information seeker here, you can type your applicant name, your address, mobile phone, email, and write a message to the department. To the department will then verify. So these are some of the fake news in Meghalaya which has already been debunked. Like Chief Minister Conrad Sangma has announced a complete lockdown on Monday and Tuesday in Shillong agglomeration. This is fakes. So what happened, they use the logo of DD News Shillong, and then they try to post this news. And again, a rumor circulated in social media. See, the government is compelled to proclaim lockdown on 10th of July. So a lot of rumors to containment zone already samlem nong mensong for contact tracing procedure. So some of the fake news which has already debunked are already there in the Meghalaya website. This mecpolice.gov.in. It's a COVID portal, so they have already put it there. So those are the general source, like for if it is a health emergency, ICMR genuine website, Ministry of Health website, state health ministers which I've just shown you, local or DC district wise website, World Health Organization, news media. These are for website regarding health related or COVID related matters. So for text, now how do you verify a text whether the text is correct or not correct? Uh, a text, now a text, like if you see, for example, will do you think that ICMR will actually show this particular important points, like postpone travel abroad for 2 years, do not eat outside food for 1 year? Now, do you think that ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, New Delhi, will post such a post? No, I doubt so. That is my first instances, but you also should question that. So always check the sources, whether it comes from a credible authority. They claim it comes from the credible authority, but what you have to do is verify. Look at the text. Whether is it is it too good to be true when they say postpone travel abroad for 2 years? Will ICMR have the the privileges and authority to declare such a 2 years travel postpone travel abroad? No, that itself will give away. The text itself will give away that this is not true. Okay, so use your critical thinking like we have discussed earlier. Now, on what WhatsApp post, any text, any post which you come across, this sign here will say that it's a forward sign, but a double arrow sign with dark color here will show that it has been forwarded multiple times. So what I suggested for you is take a pause, read thoroughly, think if it is true, verify with other source. The best thing you can do is you can just Google whether it is true or not, and you will find multiple hits. Now, don't just go with one hit, two hit. Examine those hits. It may take time. Don't be lazy. It may take time, but then examine those. Why use only Google for that matter? There are multiple search engines. There are Yandex, there are Baidu, there are Tor, there are DuckDuckGo. There are many web browser and search engines which are available. Bing, MSN. There are many search engines which are available. Use those. You can just simply type, use the keyword, take the major keyword. For example, a WhatsApp post on drinking lemon juice will cure coronavirus. So, for example, I'm just saying, just take the heading of that, drinking lemon cure corona. Just type that word in multiple search engine. I wish to show you, but then due to the lack of time, we could not do a full demonstration hands-on. But I'm explaining to you, just do that so that you know that you can verify the post that whether it is true or not. Google it. Don't hesitate. Do so simple Google text search. Look for other source and check whether the source comes from a genuine authority and where there is date and time or not. And check the semantics, the grammar of the word of the article which was written there. Sometimes they make a lot of error with the text. Sometimes uppercase, lowercase will jumble down, and the sentence are not correct. The syntax, the morphology, and the structure of the text was not done properly. So read carefully in order to identify those kind of errors. Like this ICMR bot travel for 2 years. We've done a search and it gives many fake alert search. In most cases, some of this fake news was already debunked by the organization. So in many cases, what it will give you that this was, it will mention fake, or false in the Google search engine. It will give you that. Like, for example, this one, Israel COVID cases. Now here it claim in Israel, no death from COVID-19. Now, but when that is not true immediately. So when we go to Google, we type Israel COVID case, Google will give the first cases here or the list of all the COVID patients. You can just you only need a Google search for that. Sometimes you take the word as it is. By that I mean verbatim, as it is written, and put double quotes. Use double quote, take the word of that article or the post which you have come across, use exactly as it is, and double quote it, put it in the Google search box, and type and click on search. There you will find a lot of, sometimes you'll find exactly the article which was already debunked, and sometimes not debunked also, but we need to debunk, the fact checkers will then obviously debunk it later. So these are some of the fact checking website which actually are inactive now. I'll just show you, I'll just take example, this Alt News, one of them. I'll just take, and I'll just put it in here. All News. So these are already debunked. If you see, there's already an alt logo, fact check alt logo. Jeep at farmer protest is not Mercedes-Benz. So this is some viral news. Recently, the farmer were protesting in the border, Haryana border, regarding the new bill. But then Jeep at farmer protest is not, somebody claimed it is a Mercedes Benz which worth 1.5 crores. But this Jeep is not Mercedes-Benz. This was already debunked by altnews.in. So you will know exactly. Sometimes you just go to this website. You can also cross-check with this website here. And this is an organization, fact check organization, that collaborate with WhatsApp, that you can put your queries to this fact checking organizations, and they will these are the number phone that they have given here. You can always use and explore this number phone. And Google also have this, what they call Google Fact Check Explorer. Okay. This is www.toolbox.google.com/factcheck/explorer. This tool is also useful because this search engine is only meant for fact checker to cross verify. So this tool is very useful because it will assist us in knowing and putting any stories that we come across which we doubted. You just type here the simple search box. You just put here and then click on the search button, and it will show you the story. So let me just click on recent fact check, and let it just explore and find out what are the recent. This is claimed by viral social media posts. Commercial airline powered by compressed air 90% is set to pay for the fuel needed to fly, which means something like uh, price rise because of the fuel. But that is not true. This is claimed by Facebook and Twitter and social media. It says that video stand-up comedy named Faruqi being beaten up, but it is the Queen has already debunked it, and it is a false information. Vera Files already debunked this one. It is claimed by Salvador Penelo that the International Criminal Court has no jurisdiction over the Philippines, and this is also fake news. So these are also the recent fake news, which is also already debunked by Fact Check Explorer. This is a Google technology which you can use and debunk your stories, and just put here any keywords which you think are highly doubted. You can just type Google Fact Check Tools. It will take you to this search engine. Now to verify a photo. A photo can say many things, but what you can do with photo is, I'll just, for example, this one was done by this photo. It's posted by Shashi Tharoor, one of the renowned and prolific writer and politician in India. Nehru and Indira Gandhi in the US in 1954. Look at the hugely enthusiastic, spontaneous turnout of the American public. We all know of the bombastic English that he's been using over here without any special PR campaign. There is no public relation campaign, NRI crowd management or hype up media. Now let us just see. For example, this is the photo which was circulated by Shashi Tharoor. I'll just take this keyword, for example, and I'll just take simple simple search. So see, as depicted here, Times of India, it is a fake alert. So immediately you will knew that this was a fake alert. Now if you new tab this article, I'll new tab this by indiatoday.in also. New tab, I'm opening it in new tab. Tweeted a photo showing former Prime Minister. Okay. So this is actually spontaneous. This is the post by him, but then it has about 3,400 retweet and more than 15,000 likes. So Haro tweeted is a dig at Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It was done during that time when during the Howdy Modi, when he arrived at Texas NRG Stadium, and then it was also posted in photo. So the truth. Now, the truth here, they also mentioned, Times of India also mentioned the photo of Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi that Tharo, Kishore, and Yuva share was clicked in 1955. By 55, when they visited the USSR in Magnitogorsk and not clicked in 1954 in US. This is a photo which was already debunked by India, Times of India and India Today. I'm sure India Today also has already mentioned somewhere around here. So some of these stories, I just did a simple search on Google. I just used the name of Nehru. You can just use the name of the person if you know the name of a person or the name of a location. Indira Gandhi, Nehru, crowd. There's three words. I already got immediately without even this one, without even this keyword which I've mentioned here. I can just take for random person. You can just take Nehru, Indira, and then I can just put it there. Or alternatively, what I can do is I can also do a reverse image search. Now let us try that Google Search Explorer using the name of Dr. Aisha. This is also has gone viral. Dr. Aisha. Now here, let me take for example, I'll just use the word COVID-19. Let me just take an example of this image. This image has gone viral. Okay, she's a doctor. He's not coping with Haya friend not coping with COVID-19, going to be hooked up to the ventilator. She's going to be hooked up to the ventilator soon. We will miss you. Be safe. This deadly virus. Love you guys. Bye. This has gone viral. So I'll just take that Google Explorer. I'll just type the word Dr. Aisha and COVID-19. Immediately, this will give me, it's a claim by social media posts. Young Aisha, it is a claim that young Aisha, rumors or fake news that young Aisha dies from COVID-19. But this was already debunked by Logic India rating and they rate it as false news. So similarly, let me just take some other, you can just do it in Google, simple Google search also, you'll find it, not necessarily on Fact Check Explorer. Now next, let us use the next tool that I'm going to show you. I've already shown you Google Fact Tool Search Engine and simple Google search. Now let us search using Google Image. This is called reverse image searches. This is the third tool that fourth tool I'm using. I'm showing you. You go to Google Image. I'll just show you in a short while. For those of you who are using a mobile phone, you can just click on the three dot here in your phone, and then click on desktop site, and it will take you to this Google Image. You just type Google Image from Google also, you'll find it. Now, for example, let me take, for example, some images I have stored here. Okay, I have stored some images here. Now, this is an image. This is an image which says here, Italian man who has lost his entire family to coronavirus finally committed suicide at the top of hotel. So what I did is let us for practical demonstration, I have saved that image and let us try to use Google reverse image search, the fourth tool that I'm showing you. Here, I'll just type Google image. Now, since I'm using a desktop, Google image. So this is the first one which comes, google.com/imghp, something like that. This is Google image search. So what I'll do is I will click on the camera button here. It gives me two options. I can either take the image from the URL in the sense as these are URLs, this one, these are URLs, or I can upload an image. Since I have already saved that image, I will just browse. I will upload that image. Let me take Italian man. It's remember the story is about an Italian man, a man from Italy, commits suicide because all of his family die from corona. From the top of the hotel, he dropped. I'm sure some of you must have seen this video. It has gone viral though. So here it gives us some hit. Basically, altnews.in is the one who old image Brazilian president share as Italian man prime minister breakdown due to COVID-19 pandemic. This is a different story altogether. This also is a different story. It's not the same story. Now this is the one, yeah. Old image from Spain. Actually, it has been revealed here. This image is from Spain, shared as Italian boy commits suicide after family dies due to coronavirus. It says this is an image from Spain. Okay, has gone viral according a young boy in Italy commits suicide after all of his family member died due to coronavirus. The picture is viral on Twitter and Facebook. And it says news from Italy made the whole world cry. After a young boy, whole family died due to coronavirus, committed suicide. And Alt News have received several requests. See, you can request Alt News and many of those websites which I've shown earlier to fact check for you. Fact check the images on WhatsApp and on our official Android application. Now, they perform a reverse image search on Google and found that the viral image was published by Maldito Feminismo, a Spain-based fact-checking platform on December 2019. According to the report, the police informed that a woman committed suicide by jumping. It's a woman, actually. It's not a young boy. From the roof of Hotel Valentica Center on December 24, 2019. Way before Corona comes into because the first case of COVID-19 was confirmed in Spain on January 31st. So it was before Corona. This picture was, this video was taken. So what they did with this video is they, for fact checking, purpose, you can just freeze that screen, like I freeze the screen, and I crop that photo, and I use Google image reverse search to detect and to find out multiple hits about this particular photo. So some of those hits will confirm that this is not true. And while doing so, you also have to look at the date and time of those posts. This post was posted in, date was not given here, 8 hours. So basically what you can do is Google reverse image search can be very useful for this matter. Okay. Another example, this is 2,500 bed COVID facilities in Delhi, Pragati Maidan. This was posted by this Kejriwal for PM. Work in progress to make Pragati Maidan into a large hospital space for COVID facilities. But this actually, I'll just show you the Twitter from the archive. See, similar like this, people are using the name of Kejriwal, the CM of Delhi, and then they created a new account, and then somebody can just create an account nowadays, and then they posted this post. But upon doing Google reverse search, this original picture was found out that it belongs to a Bandra Kurla complex. COVID Care Center. And I find this from this particular link here after doing Google reverse search. Now, sometimes Google Lens is also very useful because if you have it in your phone, like this button here, it has that Google color, blue, green, red, yellow. Download it from Play Store and you just point it on object and it will give you, the app will give you like similarly like this look, and you can just take pictures and that pictures will do a Google search for you and it will give you a hit. You can just press on this button, search button, and it will just give you a hit. This picture also has gone viral. Now, what you can do is you can either crop this photo and try to find similar photo of Gandhiji with this. What you can do is, because there's no limitation to how you can debunk a photo, a fake photo, you can just crop this photo, put it in the Google reverse search like I've shown you earlier, and then you may find multiple hits. From there, you can detect whether the news is fake or not. So what we have done is we have put it using crop image. We have do a reverse image search using Google, and then it was found out that this is the original picture of Mahatma Gandhi with Jawaharlal Nehru. Now, sometimes if it is a collage or a text written on top of a picture, it will be difficult. But patience is of greatest virtue while debunking a fake photo. So use this tool; it will be very helpful to you. This another photo was debunked. This said that this is a Indian soldier who was being massacred. But here, when we put that photo in Google search, image search, and then we put the time lapse, okay, we include the time here, a time on, because that fake post, that post which is highly doubtful, we take the date of that post and we trace it before it happened. And if there's image, if there's a Google give you a hit before the event takes place, before that post was there in the internet, if it gives you that hit, which basically reflect one of the story in one of those hit, which basically will reflect the true story, which is not the fake news. But if you basically give during the time when the fake news was posted on the Jawan who were killed, massacred, then it will basically give you the hits of all the fake news. So use the timeline here, because in custom search in Google, it will offer you here at the bottom in the image search, reverse search. You just click on the time here and you select custom range. And on custom range, you can just go to select the time period. So this way you will be able to detect and find out if this is a true story or not a true story. Here also timelines. Now Yandex is another tool which is very useful. Sometimes it finds images which Google does not, and it is very strong on faces and logos. Now this is another man. How many times we have? We are out of time. Okay. Now this is another fake images of cars which factory was burned and then the car, but then they said that due to the hot temperature, this car was melted out. This was already debunked. And on video verification, what you can do is you can use tool like whenever you debunk a video, use all your senses. By that, I mean, listen to the audio, look at whether there's a number plate or not in the video itself. You can trace the state of that number plate where it belonged to. Look at the weather forecast, look at any sign, whether it's a building poster or anything of that sort. It'll become useful to you because from that poster you can trace the location of the shop or the building or clothing languages, any comments. Sometimes comments, these are like Sherlock, the most valuable assets in the comments. They will reveal the true story. Even if you if you post a video which is fake, they will usually, the commentators, the one below, sometimes they have funny stories to tell you, but then in some cases those information are very valuable. So look for landmark and sign, logos, emblem. This will help you to detect that the photo, where does it belong, which location, and Basically, what you can do, there are other tools that I can show to you. This is some what to look for: architectural, statues, monument, street sign, license plate. I'm rushing now because we are running out of time. Our convener here say that we're running out of time. And then also listen to the audio, whether they mention anything about place name, name of a person, accent, dialect. You have to have that investigative mind in here. And if they say anything about, anything, you can just take that word and search it in Google. Don't forget, be generous in searching it from the Google. Okay, search from the web. So YouTube, like I said earlier, check the source, verify, corroborate, analyze, find evidence. Do not share until it is verified. Like, for example, they say a leopard in Ranthambore Lodge. If, for example, leopard is found in Ranthambore Lodge, drinking, the viral outside the hotel room is okay. Leopard entering swimming pool area in Ranthambore. This is a video of a leopard eating and drinking water from a swimming pool in Rajasthan, Ranthambore Park. So let us do on just Google search, simple Google search. This has already been debunked, and let us click on this YouTube video. See, the post is still active now also. It says leopard enter in hotel in Ranthambore National Park, Rajasthan. So this is the Rajasthan, the park which is located in Rajasthan, and the leopard is drinking. So what you can do is with YouTube also, you can do Google reverse image search. Sometimes a tool, I'll just show you a tool, which will give you a thumbnail. I'll just go to one tool. This is one tool, watch frame by frame. Okay. It accepted watchframeby.frame.com. You just take this link from YouTube, you put it in the video URL, you click on watch video. So here you can actually have the option to, go frame by frame. Or you can adjust the frame size here. FPS stands for frame per second. This is 25 frame. It's the frame which makes the video. So depending on the number of frames. So you can adjust here. You can actually play this video. Pause it at sometimes, or you can just pause it here. See, I'm going frame by frame. Frame by frame. You can just take some of those frame, screenshot it, and then do Google reverse image search. You will find many hit, verify with those hit, verify, corroborate, compare with other genuine sources. You will find out the true story of this video. So this is one way of how you debunk a fake video. Another tool which I'll just share with you. Sometimes like this viral video. This is satirical video which they're just making fun and mockery out of things, and then it is also fake because it is a satire and mostly related with making fun out of any stories. This viral video is also, one thing what you can do in a video while debunking a fake video is observation. Pause the video, take the screenshot, like use watch frame by frame, or you can just pause the video, take a screenshot, and then zoom in to find out if whether this is true or not. This viral video claimed that fake Indian currency note are being printed in Pakistan. But a closer look, it says Bharatiya Children Bank. These are fake notes, fake currency. And this viral video also claimed that the vehicle driving over a pothole is from Mumbai, Maharashtra. But while zooming on, we can trace a good quality, video. We will be able to trace the background behind. And these are Chinese letter, billboards, JMC. Sometimes a truck can give away some information. JMC, Chanlang Motors Vehicle. So we just search for JMC stands, JMC in YouTube. It can take you to places and links which will be useful for you. Now, another tool which I want to introduce and just highlight to you is this Invit video verification plugin. You can download it from the extension by just going to here. I already have. These are some of the tools that I'm using. Search by image, search image option, and Invit. Invit, how to look for Invit? You can just type Invit extension or plugin in Google. You'll find it. Invit. This is used for video. It's a plugin which attached to your browser, whether you're using Chrome browser or Mozilla browser or Microsoft Edge browser, whichever browser you're using. So this is also one technology, one software where you can use. You can download this extension into your browser. See, upon www.invit-project.edu, you just go to this website, a plugin to debunk fake news and to verify videos and images. It's available for Chrome and Firefox. And there are tutorials on YouTube also available on how to use this tool. You can always refer to that. I wish I could show you more, but due to time limit, we'll have to cut short the program here. So it's a web-based application. It will give you metadata. It will give you contextual information. It will extract the frame and use it. Like for example, I'll just show you any video, This, after downloading it Invit extension plugin, it will take you to this page. What you can do is you just go to analysis and take any video, whether it is from YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. So far, 3 social media it has accepted. Take any URL of that video, paste it here, and submit. I'll just paste this leopard video. Click here, submit. It will analyze the video and it will show me the detail. It will show me the frame and the detail. These are the metadata of the video. It gives me information about channels. And what I can do is I can do Google image reverse search, or I can go with Yandex, which is a Russian base, or I can use Tiny Eyes to search the image of this particular video from Tiny Eyes, using Tiny Eyes, Yandex, or Google image reverse search. So this is also one tool. Say it gives me all the frame, all the thumbnails in here to search. So this is a very useful tool to use Invit. So basically, after searching on this, search those image, like I said earlier, go through multiple of those sources, those hits which will give you, verify those, compare those with similar and dissimilar sources, and then come to a conclusion. Use date, timeline, and use your 6 senses eventually. So this is and this may take time, but this is one way of how to detect fake video. Like for example, this YouTube data viewer will give you data about, you can just type YouTube data viewer. This will give you the metadata about the video, when it was uploaded, where it was uploaded. For example, I'll just take one last example. I just copy paste this video. This is the video. I'll just show you this video. This videos, I'll just take this video. I'll just go reverse. I'll do Google reverse search with this video. Okay. Let me see if I have a frame of this video. I'll just save this photo. Save as picture. I'm saving this picture. Now I'm showing you, demonstrating to you. I'll just put it in desktop and landslide. Landslide. This video is about a landslide which was gone viral because it takes place in Goa, which blocks the Madgaon highway. I'm saving it in my desktop. Now let me go to Google image. I'll just type Google image. It will take me, it will give me some hit. I'll type the first hit. After using that, I click on the camera button. I upload an image, or what I can do, image URL I don't have right now, but I have that image which I have saved. I'll go to desktop and I'll just take the landslide. This is the name of the file which I have just saved. I'm uploading it, and here what Google image reverse image search gave me. This was already debunked, but it shows an actual landslide in Indonesia. This is still in Facebook. This is by Alt News. This is by Logical India, and this is in Facebook. If I go with the second search, see again the same video. It says that it is from Guwahati, but this was already fact checked, and it is not from Guwahati, not from just from Goa, but this was from Guwahati. And again, same thing here. Viral video of landslide. This was also shared as in Shillong landslide. This was already debunked. Viral video of landslide is from Indonesia, not Shillong. So similarly, like this, it was already debunked. See, landslide Guwahati Shillong Road. This is by Prague News. As if landslide caught on camera. And this comes from Prague News. Prague News is a Assamese news channel. Sometimes they even make mistakes, or maybe some imposter were trying to post this video on behalf of them by creating a fake account. That was also it's a possibility, but this is a fake news because eventually this was already debunked and it belongs to an Indonesian. It was happening in Indonesia. So like this, I was trying to search that and I come across this video and I come across this link. Sometimes how to trace the location of this video. For example, this particular video also have this kind of language here written. Let me just copy this language and let me use Google Translate. Google Translation. I just write Google Translation. I just enter the text, click here, enter text. See, it immediately detected that this is an Indonesian language. So if I go to an Indonesian news channel, if I try to look for a landslide video using that, the screenshot, Google reverse image search plus Indonesia, and or using Boolean operator and Indonesia in my Google search, I will definitely take me to the Indonesian news channel, and therefore will be able to give me the fact that this video belongs to an Indonesian location geographically. So these are a few examples of how to debunk photos and videos, and some of the tools that I have shared to you, like Invit, Google image reverse search, Yandex search, YouTube data viewer, watch frame by frame. These are some of the tools which are very useful for you. So with this verification tools, we are done. Thank you very much. I wish I have more times to show you on online social media, but this is about it. And these are some of the useful tips for you to read. Look for topography, terrain in a video, flag, logos, emblem, badges in a video, vehicle number plate, weather, clothing worn by people in the video. Sometimes it may be a person may be wearing government boys high school joy, so you know that that person is from government boys high school. So this will give you clues. And comments on social media, some of the comment section, people give some factual information there. Those are also very, very usual insight, because see the thing with investigating a video or photo, there is no hard and fast rule. So you can use all the wits knowledge that you can get in order to find out that this photo is real or not, this video is real or not. With this, I concluded my presentation for today's webinar. Thank you very much to all the management staff and those who have made this a successful program, to the convener, to the respected principal, Mrs. Blah, Dr. Blah, and to all those who make this a wonderful platform for all of us to learn. Thank you very much. Brandon, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chanlang. Um we have actually taken a lot of your time, but I guess uh, we would take a few questions. If any of the participants have any questions, please type it in your chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Here I see one comment. A
Yeah.
very good thing is that young people are forward looking. Yes, that is a very good opinion. Cognitive bias is a part of human being. It's very much a part of it. Since Ba Chanlang and Ba Brandon, both of you are really young researchers in the area of interest, I wish you all the best. For Ba Chanlang, there is no Arnab TV but a Republic TV. Yes, thank you for the correction. Rajdeep is not from Times Now. You need to check, as you said. Yes, I have already mentioned that, if I'm not mistaken, this is not to underestimate you, but to help you rectify an error, minor error in reporting may leads to fake news. I have already mentioned while reporting it as well that if I may right or I may wrong, because I have not fact checked that. I also mentioned to you that I may be right or may be wrong. If I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong, that is what I'm saying. So thank you very much, Ba Tunsong or Kong Tunsong, whoever you are, for the correction. You have done a very wonderful fact-checking, verification and correction in there. Thank you. Any more question?
Yeah. So if there's any questions, please type it on the chat box, or maybe you can unmute yourself and ask it. Okay. So because the we are waiting for the questions, let me shoot one of my own. Chanlang, because this takes a lot of time.
Mhm.
So fact checking and all of that, it takes a lot of time, and even if people know about all of the methods, because it takes a lot of time. So isn't this hindering the process actually? Because for people nowadays, people are always busy with their own
Mhm.
work. So having an opinion actually from somebody may just prove that it is news. But what do you
Mhm.
have to say on that actually?
You see, people are busy, no doubt. Information comes and go, but then having an opinion, people giving opinion is merely an opinion. They may be stating fact or not. That has to be verified. And like you say, people are busy; they don't have time for this fact checking and all. But what I was saying is, as human being, what we can do is question our wits, questions everything that come across us, because that is the only way to take a pause. Any information that comes to you, take a pause and think whether it is true or not. And I'm sure with this webinar, some of you might be aware a little bit about this topic. Maybe it is too less for us to know everything, but uh, we have to take the time out to think, because thinking doesn't take much time. Because immediately upon corresponding to the questions or the opinion or the information that any people are sharing with us, we have to uh, uh, just take a break and then calmly, collectively come together with a very robust conclusion, and to come to reach to that conclusion, or to take decision on whatever people are saying, we have to know that it is true. And this is with busy schedule of people and all, it's difficult, but I think with little patience and good practices, because one has to make it a habit also to think, to have a critical thinking. If we don't develop that habit, and because it's difficult, I know at first, but then if we keep on trying, I think it will come automatically. to us, having that critical thought, critical thinking, and everything that we come across. So I think that is the only takeaway from what I have to say on this.
Okay, there's one more. Actually, what you have shown is that mostly most of the fact checkers are technology based, right? So, what is actually the question is, what is Factshala doing uh, in imparting education to those who actually, uh, might I say, technology illiterate? Because there are lots of people, especially in a place like India.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of people who are actually technology illiterate. So what is
Mm-hmm.
Factshala actually doing on that front?
Yeah, exactly, Brandon. Because Pakshala has trainers to train people in tier two, tier three cities and towns and villages, and we are bringing this program to you guys all, and then we're trying our best. Technology is just a part of fact checking. It is not everything, because all the tools, photo verification tools, video verification tool that I've shared with you, those are tools that for a techno, illiterate person, uh, it will be difficult to use those tools. Even opening a browser will be difficult for them. But then uh, people are catching up. One thing I've seen is the trend. People are catching up with cell phone becoming vastly available at a cheaper price. I've seen, like I said, 2 out of 3 searches come from rural area, urban, semi-urban, semi-rural area. The searches on Google. So things are catching up with people. That those are user study, based on user study. Things are catching up with people. But then for the illiterate part, like people who are not tech savvy, it'll be difficult for photo and video. But what they can do is be aware and be mindful of what they are, coming across. Because eventually, like I said earlier, if I am aware of my surrounding, the information that come across me, the neighborhood, the information ecosystem that is around me, my people, my relatives, my family, my school, my village, Gaubura, my colleagues and my coworker, and I mean everybody around forms an information landscape, isn't it? But if I am aware that they may be saying wrong, if I learn how to question, if I learn how to say no, how do you say that? Simple as that. Do you know that? Where does it come from? Simple as that. He need not have all the technology, but he need not use all those technology. But just having that knowledge, that awareness, more than important for people who are non-savvy, non-tech savvy. Yeah.
Uh, so if there is any other question, actually we have a comment here from Miss Risahun Thankyo. She writes, "Thank you for a great and informative webinar." Miss Saloni Maria Ferris Pala also written that it has been an informative session, but such programs need a lot of time. 2 hours is less for everything that a resource person needs to share. Thank you, though, for organizing this webinar. Take care and stay safe. I think, yeah, I would agree with Miss Saloni also that this actually takes a lot of time. So we've been discussing this along with the resource person as well. That maybe we might have to do a kind of a follow up to this. So let us plan maybe in the near future we can do something on this topic. Maybe do much more on the tools and have a little bit of a practical session.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. Why not? We can
yeah,
always look for a possible collaboration with
yeah,
you as Fakshala in the future.
yeah. So I
See what
think
we can.
that might be physical. Virtually, it might not be possible. But let's see when the time permits. Maybe we can organize this again.
Sure, sure, sure. Why not?
Sir Hercules Toy also writes that I've learned a lot from this webinar. Thanks, Ma Chanlang.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I think if there are any more questions, please put them on the chat box. If there's nothing else, then in the meantime, while we are waiting, I'll just pass on the vote of thanks. Now, first of all, I would like to thank uh, God Almighty for the blessings and also this opportunity to hold the webinar. I also would like to thank the college authorities who have been fully supportive in organizing the webinar, uh, especially Madam Principal and the rest of the staff and the teaching and non-teaching staff as well. I would also like to thank Factshala and Chanlang, who actually approached us in the first place to hold this webinar. It has been a blessing from what we've learned with what we've learned today from this webinar, and we also look forward to another collaboration such as this in the future. I also would like to thank um, the staff members of the library as well for their continuous support. And last but not the least, actually, I would like to thank all the participants who have been patiently, uh, listening to what our resource person has been discussing. And actually, I hope that this has actually been a blessing for you. And we this program would have not been a success without your participation. We also would like to apologize on our behalf if there's any inconvenience caused, especially for those who were actually listening on YouTube. There was some kind of a technical disturbance, but I hope that that has not hindered any future participation. So, with these words, I would like to thank you all again. So, if there's anything from from the participants or anything that maybe you, Chanlang, might like to add to the webinar before we conclude.
Yeah, I think I'm very grateful to the management, to the host, to yourself for also, accepting the proposal. And yes, a part of me always wanted to also contribute to our people and the society in general, and which is why in the very first instant I contacted you for this program. So yeah, all in all, it's a well experience, and I'm very grateful that I've met you, and likewise the principals and vice principals who have been very supportive throughout this session. Thank you very much, Brandon. I think with this, I would like to give my time and hand over to you.
Okay, I think if this, let me see, this one more. Uh, this is from Nichwa Roy Mukim. He says that I would like to thank our trainer for this program. I hope this program will be held again with Khasi dialect to reach every Meghalaya village. So,
Yeah, I would like to say a thing on that. I would be very happy to also impart this kind of training to the rural areas in collaboration with any NGOs on behalf of Factshala or any society, cooperatives, in order to reach the outskirt of town. It should not be subjected, information should not be subjected only to town, but also to villages. So I'll be happy on behalf of Pakshala to collaborate with villages, with Rangbashnam, with society, NGO, organization, so on and so forth. Thank you for pointing it out, Nichwaro Imukim.
yeah, I think that concludes all the questions and I would say comments from the participants. I think maybe the next time we can do it in the Khasi language. Maybe we can also record the video and maybe put it on YouTube so that people can also learn from what we actually are blessed with. So I think that would conclude this program. I thank you all once again. Stay safe and take care. Thank you.